We will start today. I introduce formally. My name is Architect Ahmad Farid Abdul Ghaffar. I'm actually currently a PAM Southern Chapter Chairman. I think very welcome for today evening. Please be advised to scan 2 copies outside, QR code outside and outside at the registration counter. We are changing into a digital now, so I think everybody should embrace the way we change. To record your presence for the event, and this will be proof of your CPD point. If you are still chasing CPD point, next week, don't forget Architect, also a lot of CPD point. Please be advised, before we commence with today's enlightening session, let us honor our country with the singing of national anthem, Negaraku. Please stand up, yeah? You may sit. So without wasting time, allow me to read some housekeeping notes for you. First, to evacuate the building, please use the exit at the nearest staircase, following the exit signage, and obey all instructions given by the fire wardens. Remember to avoid using lift. Kindly switch your mobile phone to silent mode. Let me do myself first. Kindly switch off your mobile phone to silent mode, and better yet, switch them off for your full attention throughout the event. Attendees are required to wear face masks during seminar. Encourage, I think. If you are unwell, be kindly advise you not to attend the event as a courtesy to other participants. At this event, we also offer open buffet. I think later we will proceed to the buffet. I was told also there is a special lucky draw by sponsor. So I think before you eat, probably we give some of the lucky draw. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank today's sponsor, ARDEX Quick Seal Malaysia Sdn Bhd, the one in the front main door, for their support of the event. And we would like to invite our sponsor to have their introduction. Please join us. Thank you very much. Without further ado, please welcome to our sponsor speaker to today's event. Please welcome Miss Emily Ng to the stage to present ARDEX flooring system. Thank you.
Hello, hi, good morning. Yes, my name is Emily. Actually, I'm from ARDEX Quick Sales Singapore. I'm based in Singapore. Okay, before I started the presentation, I may introduce myself. Okay, I've been in this construction building material for about 19 years. And I'm now with ARDEX as I was joined ARDEX Singapore in 2010. I have been with the company for 14 years. And in 2022, ARDEX was actually has amalgamated with Quickseal. Quickseal is a local Singapore company, and they have a presence in Malaysia as well. In 2022, we actually did amalgamation, and now we are one entity. So that's why our company name is called ARDEX Quickseal. Okay. I'm responsible for the product management and also marketing to the company. And at the same time, I also help global project services team to do some specification for the Southeast Asia market. So this will be the agenda for today, for the presentation. We will be covering the flooring system. Before the flooring system, we will actually talk about the surface preparation and why we need the self-leveling, and what are the flooring adhesive that is available in the market, and follow with some complementary products like a moisture barrel, a patching mortar that is also good for the project to deliver a good flooring material or system to your client when it comes to specification. Okay, so for ARDEX, ARDEX Group has been present in the market for 75 years. This year, we are actually celebrating 75 years anniversary for ARDEX. And ARDEX is a German-based company, was founded in 1949. Okay, up to now, we actually have about 4,000 employees all over the world. And we have 35 production facilities in global, okay, across the 50 countries. And we have 67 subsidiaries. And we have actually about 1,000 or 1,800 products in the range, okay? And this are our production plant worldwide. That's in Singapore and Malaysia, we also have plant. For Southeast Asia, other than Singapore and Malaysia, actually we do have a production plant in Thailand as well. And under the ARDEX Group, we actually have 18 brands. And ARDEX is one of the brands, and Quickseal is also another brand that we are promoting in Southeast Asia. Okay. So that's about ARDEX. And now we will actually move into the subfloor. What is this about the ARDEX flooring system? Okay, when it comes to a resilient flooring, usually we will think of those subfloor covering like carpet, vinyl, linoleum, or even rubble. Okay, and this will be actually used most in the industry like healthcare or institutional. Okay, but at this point and at this current market trend, actually vinyl has been widely used for not only healthcare, but also in the residential, hospitality, or even for commercial projects like office spaces. Okay? So when it comes to floor, it's either you will get a perfect flooring or you will actually get all this floor that you will see in those airports. Okay? You will see the undulation. Okay? Or you may want to have your project to deliver a good flooring. With this, the perfect floor covering installation, you need a good surface preparation. Okay? You can have a very expensive flooring, but yet, if you don't have a good subfloor preparation, may lead actually a failure. Okay? So this is what the project, the previous project that I've shown, the airport project. This is the flooring, the subflooring they have before they laid the vinyl. So in all these cracks and undulation, that actually make the flooring have the unwavy surface, and also it will actually cause these potholes after some times. Yeah. So there are 5 key factors that we should consider before we lay the resilient flooring. Okay. I think the first substrate is flat. You need a flat subfloor. When we say flat, then it also will consider in terms of sound, non-hollow, okay, and free of contaminants must be removed. Okay, so the subfloor should be firm and stable. So whichever flooring that you found the cracks and holes, it should be repaired before you actually receiving or conduct so-called a subsequent receiving of this floor covering. Okay, but all these factors that it can be resolved easily, because all this can be seen from the physical condition that we can actually see when we visit to the job site. Okay, but the last point that I would like to highlight is about the moisture. And when it comes to moisture, it may not be able to see from your naked eyes. So this has to be engage the flooring specialist to do a check whether the subfloor is dry or wet before you can actually installing your resilient floor. Because once you actually cover up with the floor covering and the moisture is not be able to escape, it will actually push through from your floor covering, and you will see all this bubbling, you know, or whenever there is a joint, then you will see the joints will be lifting. Yeah. So this is a very important notes that we need to take care when it comes to specification. Yeah. You can actually leave it as an optional to the client. Yeah. So when it comes to the subfloor preparation, we also, before we did the check, these are also a few points that you actually can take note. So we need to check how we actually check on the floor whether it's flat. We can actually go get this test to be done. You can using the straight edge with gauge. So this is how we actually measure the floor whether it's flat or smooth. And we actually can, and the other way, when you want to check on the surface hardness, you can actually using the metal brush test. This is the most simple, or even we can actually use our shoes to rub onto the surface. You know, with this action, if your floor is powdery, definitely all the powder, the dust will be actually came from the floor. So for this grid scoring test, this is actually also to check on the floor hardness, okay? And this is, in short term, we actually call it re-test, yeah. And a rebound test hammer is actually to check on the slab strength, okay? So this has to be engaged by the either installer or the flooring specialist. They should have equipped in doing such inspection before they accept or before they laying the floor covering. So Yeah. For ARDEX, we are actually a flooring manufacturer that we actually produce the self-leveling materials to our client. So in order to have a success installation of your flooring, so the surface preparation is really important. So you must have a solid and I'm so sorry. Thank you. Okay, mechanically prepare your surface, okay, and make sure the surface is clean and clear all of the foreign contaminants, okay. So for concrete preparation, so you have to, why we need this concrete preparation, okay? It's actually to ensure a good adhesion to receiving the self-leveling material, okay? And why we need this mechanical preparation? Yeah, it's because we need adhesion, a good bonding, and also it can be done by sanding, grinding, sharp blasting, or scarifying. But this is, yeah. So when it comes to which method to be prepared for your subfloor, this has to be taken care by the contractors also, okay? But all this you have to indicate in your spec, yeah. So, and we have to make sure all the loose debris, you know, should be removed by vacuum, not by the broom sweep, you know. Then we have to use the vacuum, yeah. Okay, so we will talk about the cement sand screed. I think this is a common component that will be seen whenever you deal with the flooring installation. So for floor screed, it's actually suitable for all kind of application. It could be a coating installation, it could be tiling, or it could be wood flooring installation. Okay, so but all this has to be done it according to the floor covering manufacturer instruction or the guidelines. Okay, so in Southeast Asia, I suppose the bonding screed is the most screed topping or the how we actually prepare the subflooring. Or maybe I'm wrong, but I suppose it's a bonding screed. Why what is this bonding screed? It's actually a screed topping material that will be actually adhere or sit onto your concrete slab and with a full bonding, okay? And in European or some European country, they actually have another type of screed that is called unbonded. So with this kind of unbonded screed, where they will use it when the concrete slab is how to say, is lightweight, then they may go with this unbonded screed. And when you did it in the unbonded screed, you need a thickness to have the full loading points, okay? So for the screed, unbonded screed, for the bonded screed, actually the minimum thickness is only at about 25 mm, okay? And in the market, there is also a ready mix or ready use screed, okay? This is why the ready mix screed is now so popular or in high demand, because it's actually easier the worker at the job site. They don't need to use the sand, cement, and water. With this prepared screed, is actually they just open up the bag and they actually just mix with water according to the mixing ratio that recommended by the manufacturer. Okay, with this, definitely will help in the consistency. Okay, and also it will also give you to avoid the shrinkage issue. Yeah, because when come to site mix, if you don't have a proper guide in the mixing procedure, the worker will tend to add more water. So when it has more water or less water, you will actually, your script will tend to shrink. And whenever there is a contraction and expansion, your script may crack easily. So, and also for ready mix script, yeah, we need to make sure that the screeding is dry and with a moisture content equal or not more than 4%, or the RH is equal or not more than 75%. Okay, this is under the British standard 8204 or the EN 13318 requirements. So for the cement screed topping that is ready for receiving the resilient flooring, the specification will be at least have a compressive strength of 20 megapascal or 1.5 megapascal of the tensile strength. Okay, so once you have a good screed, then you may need to have a good primer to be used over the screed before you receiving any floor topping. Okay, why we need this primer? Okay, it will also create a bonding, good bonding, whenever you are receiving coating or cement material or even toweling. Because for screeding, it tends to porous. Okay, so if you don't have a good primer, okay, you never seal the flooring, you may see all the pinhole suction, or you won't have achieved a very smooth, good surface. So primer will be always used on top of the concrete floor, okay, to seal up the surface, then followed by whatever finishing that you are receiving, okay? So it's essential for leveling compound when you use the right primer. Yeah, this is the pinhole suction that I'm mentioning. You will see all these pinhole. It's not because of the product is no good. It's because they never did a good surface preparation. You need to seal your surface to prevent all these pinhole. It's not meant only for self-leveling, but when it comes to epoxy, PU, you know, and whenever you do in a thickness, 1 to 2 mm, sometimes you will find your floor with all these pinholes. It's because your floor is not being sealed, okay? So sealing the floor, okay, will help to give you a good adhesion. Okay, it's prevent the moisture suction. So all this pinhole is due to the moisture suction. Okay, so also it will actually help to increase the flowability whenever you are receiving cement, epoxy, or PU coating. Okay, so it also will help whenever you have a very surface that is being sealed with the primer. It will also help to have a more consistent drying of your cement finish or even the epoxy or resinous floor coating. So this is the example. On your left, the surface is no primer. And you will see the flowability, and there's a lot of pinholes, yeah, on the surface. And for the right side, from my right, is with the primer. So with the primer, you will actually achieve a good coverage and smooth, perfect surface. Yeah. So once you have primed your floor, okay, then you may need to know whether your flooring is dry or with a high moisture content. So this I mentioned. For the whether to check the floor is structurally sound or is good with the wearing hardness on the surface, it is easily to check, you know. But when it comes to moisture, you need to actually have, you can't see from your naked eyes, so you may need to have the equipment, the test equipment to check on your subflooring. But sometimes whenever you go to a place, I would say like a enclosed room or basement, definitely the moisture, the RH tends to be higher comparing with like open space, you know. So yeah, this will be, all the check will be taken care of by the installer, okay. And how we are going to conduct this test, we actually can use the carbine meter testing that you have seen on the right, okay. They will actually collect the samples from the screed or from the concrete. Then they will actually put it into this K, the bottle, and they will shake it, and they will actually leave it for a while. Then they will actually check on the moisture, the meter. Yeah. So this will be detect whether the subflooring, the concrete, whether has a high moisture. And on the left image, I think this is the most common testing method that will be used at the job site. They will just use equipment to place onto the floor, okay, and you will see the reading, whether it's high moisture, the emission, the content. So always check, measure, record, okay, keep the moisture content results, and show to your client, okay. If the floor has a high moisture, yeah, you will have this issue. Yeah, your floor covering will be blistering, or the joint will be lifting up. Okay? From this image, you actually can see there is a barrier between the earth and concrete slab. And this will be always taken care during, in the early stage when the project has been commenced. We will actually have this dam-proof course that will be placed, okay, above the earth, the soil. This is to prevent the moisture from the soil or from the earth. Okay, you will actually cast the concrete slab. Okay, but whenever you have the concrete slab or screeding, because the material is still use water to mix, okay, so the moisture will evaporate during the hydration. So if you don't have a dry screed, then the moisture will tend to try a way to escape out. Okay? If you are laying your floor covering too early, then you will have all these issues. Okay? So if you don't have time, and we need the moisture barrel, coating or solution. Yeah, so this is the vinyl sheet seam joint failure due to moisture. You can see the joint actually lifting up. Okay, or you will see the bubbling on your subflooring. Okay, and all this subflooring is actually, all this floor covering is actually installed with the acrylic water-based adhesive. So if you have excessive water, moisture, this will be the problem. All the adhesive will be actually get emulsified. Okay? So these are the problem, and we are here for the solution. And we need an effective moisture barrel coating system that can be actually resolve your problem, can be installed and protect your soft floor covering. With this moisture barrel system, it's actually help to suppress the moisture vapor transmission. It's not a waterproofing. You still need waterproofing whenever you need a waterproofing product. This is a moisture barrel system. So it also acts as a hydrostatic pressure resistant waterproofing membrane, but it's for hydrostatic. Okay? So it's to prevent the water seepage, dampness, penetration through the interior floor or wall. Okay? So this is actually will prevent the moisture from the negative side. Okay? So with this moisture barrel, it will also help to reduce and eliminate the fluorescent issues. Okay, it's actually act as a barrel. So, yeah, so these are the basic things that we should consider, okay, when we are laying the floor finishing. And I have already mentioned we need to have a concrete of cement screed before you do the installation, and you have a dry floor. And this will be the British standard that you need to have not more than or equal 4%, or you don't have the RH is within the 75%. So if you have already resolved the screed, you have a perfect screed, you have a dry floor, so you need a leveling compound. Why we need leveling compound? Okay. So this is also according to the British standard that we need to have a flat on smooth surface. Okay. When it comes to as a finishing, or use it to receiving for another floor finishing. Okay, and there are 3 classifications. Okay, I believe all of you are familiar with this floor regularity, surface regularity, the requirements. Sorry. So there are 3 classifications, and we have this SR1. SR1 is how we actually measure to get the performance, to understand the performance. This is where we actually using the straight edge, okay, the 2-meter straight edge, and with the gauge. So you are able to check the difference from the edge and the floor surface. Okay, so whenever you found that it's a 3 mm difference, do you think we still need to level the surface, or you think it's sufficient, it's good enough? Okay, in actual fact, you still need to have a topping, the leveling compound, at least at 5 mm to actually to correct the surface flatness. Okay, so if you have the SR2 condition, you may actually treat and correct the flatness with a topping up of 5 mm, or 7 mm, sorry, 7 mm, when there is a gauge between the gauge and the surface flatness. You should actually top up with at least 7 mm self-leveling, okay? And for SR3, then you need this at least topping up for the 12 mm topping of the self-leveling. So always check the levelness, okay, to figure out the top-up thickness of the floor, the self-leveling materials. Okay, so this is the scenario where you already have the CR1 surface. You think 3 mm actually is not so critical, right? You think it's considered a best best floor standard that you already achieved, SR1. Okay? But when it comes to this site condition, if you are installing a 3 mm, 2 to 3 mm vinyl, you will see all this undulation, waviness on your surface. So this is where the self-leveling material is playing a very important product or solution to your projects. Okay. So I think I keep saying about the self-leveling, self-leveling. What is this self-leveling? Is it a product that it will self-level itself on the surface? No. Okay, so self-leveling product is actually a more polymer modified cement. Okay, that has a very good flow properties. And I believe you all still remember that one of the photo that I show with primer and without primer. So with the primer, you can see actually the material can actually spread evenly onto the surface. Okay, yeah. So that's a kind of to describe how we actually seeing the self-leveling product that has a very good flowing properties. Okay, so with these flowing properties, that is allowed the cement to provide a level and flat, smooth surface. Okay, so this is where you need this product to support your resilient floor. Okay, to greatest performance. So it's ease of application. The product is come in a bag. You just mix with water. Okay. Then at the job site, at this area, you may need just 3 to 4% to do the installation. Okay, and it's less labor required. And the product itself is also a protein-free cement. It is not, but it's actually able to resist to microorganism growth. Okay, and it hardening of concrete. This means the product is actually has a quick drying property. When you laying the self-leveling, it will only take like 2 to 3 hours. It's able to open for light foot traffic over the floor area, the area. So again, with this good flowability properties, that you were able to provide a level surface when pour over an area. And this is just a simple process that I show. We need to surface prime. Okay, prime the surface. Then we just get a bag of the leveling compound and we just mix with water. And the product will be actually poured onto the surface, the floor, the prepared surface. Then just use a trowel. Or we also have some tools that is actually will help and speed up the work and the installation, that you no need to bend down or kneel down to do the installation. Okay, so and you are able to done this floor within maybe 2 hours, 2 to 3. So it's also a cost saving to your client. So yeah, so this is the importance of this self-leveling compound. Will helps to prevent the wavy unevenness of your flooring. Okay, so it actually prevent the unsightly view or aesthetic of the surface. Okay, this is actually on the right top. You can see. Whenever where you have those excessive wear on high spot, you will tend to have a lot of abrasion. So after sometimes you may find your floor with the similar like the right top of the image. Okay, and also it will actually prevent the risk of cracks and pinholes, as you've seen. Even you have a very tough flooring finish, it may cause the cracks or the potholes over your floor covering. So also when it comes to LVT, okay, LVT we actually have this you may have the potential having gaps between the LVT or maybe wood panel, wood plank or LVT plank. So due to the movement, and it may cause the tongue and groove of the LVT broken. Yeah. So these are the problems that you will see if we don't install a right product on your floor surfaces. So why we are here? Because we are German. The self-leveling product that we are using is using this German technology, okay? And the product is very versatile, that is able to receive for all kind of substrate, like concrete, wood surface, tile surface, or even metal surface, okay? So it has a very good surface coverage and with a minimal consumption and good flowing properties and self-recovering. This self-recovering properties is meant whenever it comes to installation. If you happen to have something, and because we are using the trowel, so if the product don't have a good self-recovering properties, whenever we do a trowel, it may leave a trowel mark on your surface. And this will cause the unevenness again, create another lines on your floor surface. So whenever you are receiving a thin floor covering, it may also reflect onto the surface. Okay, so and because we are using the special engineered polymer material component that will actually helps to have a very low tension and the shrinkage on the mortar, that the topping that you are laying over. Okay, so it dry fast, even though it's by hydration, but it's able to open for foot traffic in a very minimal time, like 2 to 3 hours. Yeah. So I have also prepared this table and to how we can actually, with this leveling compound, can help to rectify the subflooring. Okay, if you have a, like I say, if you have a floor that is already achieved SR1, okay? SR1, okay. So you may think you do not need any leveling compound, but no, you still need, yeah, because you won't know the waviness or the undulation, how does it look like. Okay, so you can actually use the self-leveling material, and the product can do in one application up to 10 mm. Okay, and we have a standard setting and the fast setting. So the fast setting, you are able to done and complete your job by within a day. You can actually install the floor covering within the same day after you laying the self-leveling. And if you have a rough and even surface, okay, so you can consider to have this self-leveling script, or we call it base mix. You can do it up to 35 mm. Okay, without a weight, same. After 6 hours, you are able to allow for foot traffic. Okay, so if you are installing a thinner floor covering like 2 mm, okay, we suggested you to actually go with another layer of the self-leveling materials to create a smooth surface on top of the self-leveling base mix. So we also have a product where you need to treat the depression caused by hacking or some repair work. Okay, we actually have this. You can either use the same leveling compound added with some additive to create more paste form, okay, to do a touch-up, patching. Or we also have a product where you are able to just get the material and mix with water, and as a fast-drying patching mortar. Later I will show in my later slides. Okay, so this is undulating floor. due to the poor screening work done. So we actually have the material. Again, it's also a base mix that you are able to fasten up your installation, your project with a minimal time. Okay, so and the last condition will be somewhere your floor has cracked, hollow, but you don't have time to re-screed. Okay, we have the solution for you. You actually can use the epoxy, the resinous solvent-free product to treat the flooring or to consolidate your floor with the epoxy material. Okay, so the flooring parts we already finished. Now I will just quickly run through about the flooring adhesive. In the market, this adhesive will be used for the like vinyl, rubber, linoleum, wood flooring. Okay, in the market you may see the most common adhesive being used for the market will be those water-based acrylic. Okay, and modified saline polymer is quite I would say it's quite recent technologies. But even though it's already in the market, some of you already know about the MS adhesive. Yeah. So this is also used for those LVT or rubber for semi-exposed area, but because it's come in a one single component. So it actually will help to speed up the job. In the past, I think when it comes to external installation, they may only recommend the epoxy or PU base, okay? But with this modified saline, it actually helps a lot because it's able to have a quite good performance as a resinous PU or epoxy adhesive. So the two-component adhesive is still widely used, especially for those external application or even wood flooring, solid wood, engineered wood. Okay, they may still go with the PU adhesive. So for water-based acrylic, always the material should be has a very low VOC content. It creates a good bonding, okay, in different surfaces. But usually for water-based acrylic, it's only meant for internal application. Cannot be used for external environment, okay? And for this water-based acrylic, usually you can actually have two methods of installation. Either it's wet set that provide a permanent installation, bonding application, or you can have this releasable, which means after you laying the flooring adhesive with the floor covering, you're still able to repositioning, or you can replace with any, or you think there is a defect onto your LVT, you may want to actually to change. And this releasable bonding application is allow you to do a replacement or change, or like a carpet. Yeah. So this is the modified saline polymer base. It's one component, open to use. As I mentioned, it has a very similar properties as the PU or epoxy resin adhesive. You can use it because you can use it outdoor, semi-outdoor, or high solar condition, okay, heat. So because it's a weather and moisture resistant, and you can use it also in the bathroom, a wet area. Also, it gives a very low VOC content that is suitable for a wide range of floor covering installation. So, and the PU epoxy always come in two components, and it's also a moisture weather resistant that you can use for external and wet area. Okay, the difference is you need to mix the two components to have a chemical bonding. Okay, if you just use one component of this, it won't be cured. Okay, So yeah, this is also this is much more on the heavy duty adhesive when it comes to a heavy duty usage. Okay. Yeah. So these are the some checklists, but always when it comes to flooring adhesive recommendation, you will actually from the floor covering manufacturer. Yeah, they will actually have a guide for you when it comes to specification writing. But as a adhesive manufacturer, we also have a knowledge on for the recommendation. Okay. So if you have a project, then you can just let us know what type of floor covering that you are using. From there, we were able to advise you on the adhesive use. Yeah. So this is the patch and repair. Yeah. So this product actually to use for the depression area where you have the hacking, or maybe your floor, the self-leveling material is not installed at the right way, which means you don't have a good surface, or you never prime the surface well, that you found a lot of pinhole suction. Okay, you can use this to patch. No need to relay the self-leveling compound. This is the product where you can actually use to resolve the pinhole suction areas. So we also have another repair mortar. This is a rapid hardening material where you can do the installation. I mean, you can actually repair and resurface, okay? And in a quick time, you are able to do further, I mean, you can actually continuing and receiving painting or maybe coating over the surface. Yeah, and you can actually use this product to build a ramp, because this material can be installed from 2 to 30 mm in one application. Yeah, actually I have this video. I'm not sure whether I can play this. So it's a quick repair method and solution. So it's dry pretty fast. Within a few hours, it's actually get set and dry. Yeah. And you can actually see this product. You no need any primer, but you still need to surface prepare the area. Yeah. To have a good bonding. Okay. So I think the last part that I would like to share is about the case study we have. It's about the moisture problem that we actually have helped our client to do this moisture barrel to resolve the moisture issue that they have. There are 2 projects. Actually, one of the project we are proposing the WPM 300 is an epoxy bridge bonding coating. Okay. Also, this is a two-component materials. It's a water-based material that is safe. Also use it for like waterproofing for the portable drinking water tank. Okay. And it can be applied to a dam surface, okay, or freshly laid green concrete. Because the material itself is able to suppress the moisture, the vapor from the surface, okay, and it's also a green certified material. And we have actually worked on this Sigma project, and the client has come to us directly, where they actually have a laboratory, about 2,000 square meter projects in Singapore at this biopolis. They have been doing the script for 2 times, and they have wasted for 6 months. Cannot be actually, the main con is not be able to deliver the projects, okay? So where we actually came in, because Sigma has actually come to us directly. Due to the script is not, they lay a script at about 50 to 60 mm, okay? And the finishing that they are going to lay is vinyl, because it's a laboratory area. So they have wasted for 6 months. They did 2 times screening, but the screen cannot be cured, cannot be dry. At the first time they lay, they just ignore about the moisture. They go and lay over the vinyl. But eventually the vinyl has the bubbling, and also the joint cannot be secured tightly. So then they were mentioning that the script is because due to moisture content from the script, the first script that they lay. So they hack away the script and they relay the script again and waited for 2 months. Okay, this is the second phase already. Yeah, they waited another 2 months. But the script cannot be cured still. So where they actually engaging us and to ask for a solution, where this WPM 300 system has came in, and we actually has helped them to get the contractor to, we guide them to apply the materials, okay? And once we have done the moisture barrel installation, system installation, they actually engaging the third-party external to check on the MVER, the moisture vapor emission rate. Okay, they actually have, I think, 22 points, okay, over the 2,000 square meter. So after laying the WPM 300 system, actually we helped the whole entire floor to achieve the below standard 3 pounds or emission, moisture emission rate. So actually, if you can see from the right top image, right side image, all the reading is actually below 3 pounds. This is the MVER standard, where they need this rating results to be below 3 pounds. So before that is actually 5 to 6, but after laying the moisture barrel, it's actually helped to suppress the moisture from the script. And why actually we also wonder why actually the script cannot be cured even after 2 months. And we actually found because due to the water table surrounding is pretty high, and also because under the floor is actually a server room. They have a 24/7 have the aircon on. Yeah, so it is actually all these factor that causes the script cannot be cured and dry, and always at the wet condition. Yeah, and where we actually came in to help them to resolve it. And another product for that is a moisture barrier, and this is also another damp-proof membrane. It's also an add-on system to suppress the moisture. Okay, this is also another project. No, actually, I will just quickly run through about the DPM. Okay, DPM is actually a solvent-free material. Okay, come in two components also. But with this, it has a better or higher specification on this material. It's able to withstand the hygrometer up to 98%. Okay, so this is more where you have a very high RH or higher moisture content on the subfloor. You can actually go with this material. And it's also a chemical resistant product where you, because it's a solvent free, when in terms of performance, it's definitely slightly higher than the water-based type. Yeah. So, and this is the project case study that we have in this Tetra Park office. Okay. I think if you remember, we actually have shown these images also, this photo. The site is actually has a high moisture content from the subflooring. So after delaying the leveling compound with the vinyl adhesive, the water-based acrylic is actually get emulsified. Okay, so the project is also cannot be delivered and complete on time. So where we actually came in to help them to resolve it. So we applied the DPM, okay, over the subflooring. And we relay the leveling compound after this damp-proof membrane. Okay. And yeah, with the damp-proof membrane, it actually helps to resolve and suppress the moisture from the ground. And this project is actually the flooring is on the ground floor. Yeah. The moisture is basically from the screening where they cast, and they don't allow a curing time. Yeah. Okay. So this will be a last part of my presentation. I will share some project references that we have. What you have seen is basically the projects are from Singapore, but we have been we are also present in Malaysia, where our Malaysia team is also has worked with our customer to supply our leveling compound flooring system to most of the healthcare project in Malaysia also. Yeah. So you can see this is the Woodlands Health Hub. It's a largest project that we had in Singapore for the healthcare industry. And maybe for your Malaysia it's big. So for Singapore it's 120,000 square meter. It's considered big for us. I'm not sure what's the usual project size you have it in Malaysia, but this is considered a largest healthcare project that we have in Singapore. Yeah, we supplied the whole entire floor finishing product, and we work with the floor covering called Takit. I'm not sure whether you know about the Takit. They actually are dealing floor covering manufacturer for the vinyl. So we also supply the SGH emergency medicine building. This is about 6,000 square meter. We have a Sengkang General Hospital. The project size is also about 60,000 square meter. And National Heart Center is also about 45,000 square meter. The full floor solution actually is from ARDEX. Yeah. So Outram Community Hospital Integrated Care Hub is also using. The size is also about 45 to 60,000 square meter. Other than healthcare project, we also supply our flooring system to commercial projects. Like Tekka Place, this is a shopping mixed development, a shopping mall come this residence. Yeah. And we also supply to the Shopee office with the vinyl flooring system. And IKEA. And also this will be a museum recreation project industry, a museum of ice cream. The flooring is using the vinyl. Okay, and we also supply to the educational projects. We are actually for the childcare. It's island-wide for all the Sparkadot center and my first school centers in Singapore. We also supply to the Canadian International School for the new kindergarten wing. And we also work on the hospitality project, hotel, where now the LVT wood flooring is the trend for the hotel projects. Yeah. So, yeah. So this will be the summary. Comes to summary, we need a flat, smooth surface to give a greatest performance on your resilient flooring. Okay. So it will actually give you a very solid foundation. Okay, it will actually prolong the floor services to your projects, and because it will give you fast, I would say fast and repeatable, reliable performance on the flooring. So you need a smooth and level substrate in order to achieve a very flat and mirror-like finish on your projects. Yeah. So that's all. I think the Q&A will be later, right? Yeah, can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Emily. I think we give another round of applause to her. The interesting thing about it is the scale that she mentioned about Singapore being 6,000, very big. And Malaysia, I think, is the size of Sekolah Menengah and Sekolah Rendah. So we be grateful. Actually, we do a lot of big size projects also, but not of that quality. All right. So I think the next agenda is actually our sponsor are very good in actually not making the the event today boring. They are going to proceed with a lucky draw. So we have a lucky draw before we proceed to another to our break. So I think there are 2 lucky draws. We will proceed with the first lucky draw now. And when you're on the way out for the break, please register at their counter for the second lucky draw. So I think team of ARDEX. So while waiting, I think the breaks, I think we will converge again at 10:45 for the next main event. Then I think the food will be served at level 1 outside the gallery and at the level G. So please help yourself. I think PAM are very generous enough to provide food. So I think take advantage of that. So I think, can we proceed with the lucky draw? Okay, so I hand it to you. So who is going to? Okay, you select, then I read the number.
How many do I draw? 8, is it? Okay. How many?
Tak ada music eh? Okay, nice handwriting. Mazli Lajis, Architect Reka Consult, Sdn Bhd. Can you come forward? Oh, dekat atas. Oh, dia belum sampai. So, should we read the second one? Then we proceed. Okay. I forgot this is an architect event, so everybody have a good handwriting. So, the next one will be Muhammad Ashraf alias HSA Architect. Then the third name, very simple, Zaid GSD Architect. And the fourth, Muhammad Fikri bin Muhammad Saga, Muhammad Saufi, Johari Architect. Ada. Wow. Next time we should sit at the top. All right, the fifth, Mr. Lee Tiong Ki, L3 Architects, Sdn Bhd. Okay, the sixth, Mr. Ui Ai Keng, AK Ui. Wah, this one bos sendiri dapat. The seventh, second last, Jane Lee, Miss Jane Lee, MOA Architects. Oh, again on the top. Oh, all right, come. Okay, the last lucky draw will be Encik Zafri bin Zambri, Anwar Aziz Architect. Also at the top. Okay. So, are we? Already. Okay. So don't forget to register again at the counter, your counter, that counter for the second lucky draw. This one will be TV, LED TV, or no? Architect Chan Sing An. So I think when I was sitting just now, I think our senior architect needed no further introduction. I think if you look at there, he is a president of PAM 2013 to 2015, right? So I think if we have a very, very senior architect talk about Gen Z technology, which is BIM integration. So the first word come from my mind is actually you have to listen, because technology is the most resilient knowledge, meaning that it is actually, you talk about COVID, post-COVID, pre-COVID, so a lot of people talk about the only industry that show the most resilient is adopting technology. So I think nowadays, we were talking about last time when we do a lot of technology, digital talk, he said his CPD Unlimited also only 16 people. So today he was surprised, it's almost a full house. So it's actually because of your name as a... So I think, let me read, beside the become a PAM president, past PAM president, I will read as a protocol. Architect Chan Seong An graduated with Bachelor of Architect honors and Master of Architecture distinction from Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand. He has more than 20 years of working experience as professional architect and is founder of firm Architect Daya Seni Sdn Bhd. Any of your staff here? Oh, okay. So no wonder there's a lot of people, it's free. So I think as a principal architect of ADS, he has completed high-rise condos, hotel, shopping malls, and housing project in Malaysia, China, Vietnam, and Indonesia. He was past PAM president, 2013 to 2015. He has also been appointed a board member of Board of Architect Malaysia, Lembaga Architect, LAM, 2011 to 2021. And the president of Malaysia Green Building Index, MGBC, 2019 to 2020. So I think he has a long established. I very much like to hear your talk also, because pay attention, the title is integration. So I think that is the one that we need to share. We no more talk about BIM alone, we talk about BIM integration. So what is the definition of integration and detailing? Only Architect Chan will be able to inspire you. So I do not want to talk a lot of the synopsis. I think that one everybody should know. I think sometimes a lot of comment comes, we talk too much of awareness, BIM 101, BIM 101. So we have him today by putting the integration and detailing. I hope it will inspire all of you to actually embrace more of BIM as a supplementary services to your fee. Because I think now BIM is actually able to produce additional fee for ACP. So hopefully, Architect Chan, you have the floor to inspire all of us. And then after that, we get another lucky draw. So I keep insisting a TV. So hopefully our ARDEX tak lari lah because of that. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Chan.
Morning, everyone. Okay, today I'm. Okay, this is the content lah. I've just what is BIM. I think maybe before we start, can I have a show of hands? How many of you have bought the BIM program and are using it in the office? Can you put out your hands for me? Just to have a quick look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. It's like the industry standard, 20% is already using the BIM, and the other 80% still undecided, want to go, don't want to go. I can understand also why. In today's economic climate, BIM is not cheap. Private is, I think, 8 to 10,000 a year. Just the one license alone. Okay. So I think you all understand also. So I maybe before I start, I better make a disclaimer. So the seminar I express here, purely my own view. I don't want to get PAM into trouble. Because there are a lot of issues I think many of you are facing today. Especially medium, small offices also kena already now. Autodesk like to write letter to you. We understand that you have been using my license, my software without license. Please send me a list of all the software you have in your company. I want to audit it. So straight away I give it to my IT manager. Now I have an external IT source. He maintains my server and also my computers. So he put a nice big firewall in front of my office already now. So anybody want to get in also not so easy already. Last time they used to try to track us, I think they are still tracking us right now to this day. Unfortunately, recently I got one letter also from ARDEX, not ARDEX, ArchiCAD. One of my intern came in using his own computer, laptop. He started to play with his ArchiCAD inside. Then, don't know, they track him to the office. Then after that, track him to his house also. Write a letter to me, show me this one, tracking this one. Hey, frightening, isn't it? So that's why I say it's a disclaimer. I don't want to get PAM into trouble. So I hopefully, if you want to use it, sometimes it has to make economic sense also. Okay? So this is something which, as an architect office, we also sometimes need to make economic sense out of it. So I will try to look at the software today with you guys, because 80% of you not even adopt yet. The one who already adopt, I think no need to tell you, you know what is the advantage already. So no need to tell you already. The remaining 80%, I try to explain to you so that when you start to adopt the thing, you know what you're in for and what are the advantage you have. Okay? Don't get trapped into the, what I would say, there's quite a lot of fake adoption, of BIM in the market. The reason I say fake is because I'm also involved in a lot of green building consultant, because I'm a green building consultant, so I offer green building services. Clients approach me, then they say, I want, because this one JKR project, JKR want green consultant, they want project must be run on BIM. Their idea of BIM must be Revit one. Anything else is not BIM. So very funny. So the client, what happened? Employ a BIM consultant. So a BIM consultant will do all what he does. He has a, his BIM are even older than mine. My Revit is 2020, I think. That year, they stopped supporting the perpetual license. Now they are only supporting the, how do you call it? The, annual license, annual license. So mine, they wrote to me a nice letter, say, sorry, we regret to inform you, your version in Revit is no longer supported by Autodesk. Wow, very good. If you surrender your license to me, I give you 1 year at discount 50% at $7,008. I say, wow, very kind of you. I pay you $12,000 for the thing, you surrender your license to me. I have I think around 6 or 7 other Revit licenses. You know. Unfortunately, last time I not smart enough. I put it into normal computer. You know. So when the computer die, or you want to upgrade the computer, you have to go back to Autodesk to get the key, the license key, you know, to reactivate the license. You know. Why? You write in, call, you make dono to you. Perpetual license, it just throw away like that. You know. So that's how they make money of you. Okay, so this one, the other thing I want to speak, I have to explain to you, I'm not a BIM expert, okay? I am a user. Okay, I started using Revit, I think version 2009 or something, sometime around that day, around 9 to 12. And then after that, we continue to buy, you know. At one time, Autodesk was so desperate. If you buy a new Revit license, they sell to you the Revit MEP and Revit structure, 500 ringgit. No. So buy lah, throw in the server, why worry? That one, I don't use it lah. But when you transfer your architectural Revit into the structural Revit, for simple buildings, very effective, you know. They churn out the design for you, they give you the steel bar schedule, even the column beam schedule, everything come out on automatic generated, you got the plan, everything. Almost what the engineer can do. Structural engineer almost no work to do already. But only thing you dare to sign or not like that one. So you cannot touch that. So anyway, that's how it is now. It is moving very fast already. Okay? So anything else? Okay, the slides you don't have to take picture or anything. Like just now I take picture. So you want, this one I will be given to PAM already. So this is quite similar to what I did in 2022. Immediately after the COVID, we have the CPD Unlimited. So I went in, prepared the thing, then they say, oh, then I saw, end up at the seminar day, I got 16 people turn up. Okay, so today we will update the thing a little bit. What is BIM? So I think those of you who do not know what BIM is, BIM actually started in the 1980s. What it does is, what's the difference from BIM and CAD? BIM is made up of what they call parametric component. Okay, so everything is made up of an object only. It's an object. It's an object. It means it's a component. A component, or in the terms of Revit, they call it elements. Okay, so it's a component. So something like the floor is a component. The column is a component. So what you do is you tell the computer or the BIM software what are the properties of your component. What's the size? What's the height? Let's say typically column and beams. What's the size of a beam? What's the size of a column? What's the color? What's the finishes? Everything you can tell the program, then you can just install the thing in there. So it consists of key components like your structure, your doors, your windows, and all that. So all these are different key components, okay? And then on top of that, all those objects, there's a vast amount of information you can put inside it. And then that one you can also generate your own schedule of finishes, and then on top of that, the program can generate the schedule for you if you know how to do it, operate the program properly. So column, beam, slab, roofs, and all that. So you know already there's, in Revit, they call it the families. Okay? So ISO 929481, this is, ISO got standard one. So if you want to really go deep into it, this is the standard they follow. So what are the key things that some programs are like, right now, today, until today, the universities are still the students that come in, because sometimes I go to different universities, get invited to do the critique for their third year, fourth year, final year, and all that. I find that almost all the students do their final year presentation, all still using SketchUp. They are expert in SketchUp. In fact, there's one big firm, I was doing their green consultant for their project, I asked the owner, he asked for discount. I said, can he give you discount? You make sure your architect give me the BIM model, you know. You know why not? Because I don't have to recreate the whole building, you know. I can take the model, he can extract to me, I can throw into my analysis software, then it runs straight away. I can do the what ifs, you know. End up, he give me one program. What whole set of plan, including the working drawing, is done in what? Guess. SketchUp. SketchUp, you know. You can do working drawing in SketchUp, you know. Oh, so surprised, you know. So, but you will see later, building objects encoded and embedded have an interwoven relationship and hierarchy, describe a building of some sort. Okay, so these are the key components. You can see all the key components. Then you got W1, W2, all that. You can see everything is very well organized one. So it's a structure-based thing. Okay, so what is not BIM? AutoCAD is AutoCAD. Normal AutoCAD obviously is not BIM lah. Even the 3D AutoCAD is not BIM. Why? Because it's not made up of components or objects. Okay, so it's made up of points, lines, surfaces, and solids only. So typically, SketchUp, Autodesk, 3D, and all those, 3D Max Studio, all those are all not BIM. Okay, so let's be clear about it. It's not BIM, so you cannot do a lot of things with it. You cannot cut section. You can cut section lah. You cut section, you see it's not solid lah. All made out of lines and surfaces only. Okay, so different level of BIM information nowadays. This people who do not know, they will start talking about this lah. 3D geometry is the number one. 3D, then 4D is time. Can lah, you can put that in lah. But now we also don't even use that BIM to the full already. 5D, the cost estimation. Okay, one very important thing about BIM, because each object has got properties, you got volume, you got size, everything. You can actually extract all those properties and put it into a table, and you can export that table to Excel. Okay, if the QS is very kind to you, you can give it to him lah. Of course, he can then no need to you know what, extract quantities. But doesn't mean he can use it outright, you know, because there is a pure quantity. There is no wastage, transport, labor, all of things not there. Okay, but it is, if you ask me, a lot more accurate than the one he take off one. Okay, this is the key thing you want to do the cost. 5D, you can actually, almost every BIM program has got that. Then you can run the thing in, like I say, sustainability. I do that all the time. I can get to I give it to my sub-consultants, because there is, you know, the energy efficiency programs. Within programs like ArchiCAD, they have their own built-in program. They can run, but not as good as the ones that you have in, let's say, for example, Design Builder or any of the other, you know, energy management programs. Of course, the last one is the FM information. If you give your model to the owner, if you got a MEP who is working with you together, he put all the component in there, they can put, you know, extract the maintenance schedule out of the BIM program. Okay, so that's the last part of it, right? So what is the evolution, so to speak, okay? Evolution over the last few years. As you can see here, paper, it took us between 3 to 6 months to finish one set of, let's say talking about housing scheme or something like that, landed housing scheme. This is the manual design, takes about 3 to 6 months. If you go to AutoCAD, 1980s, we have 2D electronic drawings, dots and lines, between 1 month to 6 months. That one, the increase, what are the key component increase? You have your accuracy, very important. Because last time when we do layout plan, we cannot get an accurate one, because the size, the scale, when you scale too big, it gets out of hand. Then the 2020s to 2000 to 2020s, the Autodesk 3D start coming in, surface, objects, all that is SketchUp. So as far as the current crop of students is concerned, they are still stuck in the 2020s. To move into 2020 to 2040, we have to start looking at the BIM already. Okay, this one, 3D solid modeling. All the objects, what I talk about objects, that means, for example, like staircase is an object, You can add in the railing, what height you want. You can even tell the program, now the latest versions, what bylaw you want to follow. Then he will make sure, overhead don't, typical when you draw AutoCAD sections, headroom not enough clash this riser too high, straight too low, staircase, the railing not right. So all that you have endless variety and selection for you, as far as the objects concerned. Here, this part here. You can download. Last time, beginning time, I used to be worried, the object, Larry cannot. Now I so forget about it. I don't collect the object anymore. Whenever you want it, then only you go to the internet. You drag and drop it into your project. Then it will automatically absorb it into the model. Okay? So then it takes about roughly 1 week to 2 months, depending on the size of the project. You can actually finish the full set of submission drawing. Sometimes if simple project, can even do the construction drawing already. Okay? Typically, you can see the size about 10 times faster, and then 3 gigabyte is the size. Latest one, the latest trend right now is the AI coming in already. Very frightening, that one. They start to integrate AI into the BIM already, and then there are a few other developers, especially not Autodesk. Autodesk only, they don't develop one, they buy only. They recently bought one program over from another company in Europe called Spacemaker. You run the video and see. Sometimes you look at it, it's already happening to the planning already. So you imagine how fast you attack out. Okay, this one you see they just do the road. You got the track. You take from Google Map. They just scale and then put the road in, and then you tell the program how many apartment unit you want. Okay, what's the floor area? How many room size you want? And then it will start to give you millions of different options. Okay. From there, the block model can be exported to Revit. Okay. Then from Revit, you can start to develop the model. Okay. There is, I think that this is also annual license. I think they are currently under testing, but this one is still annual license thing. And I was told in Europe, you can see in Europe a lot of development firms are already insisting that you must run something like this, including the cost element inside. Because you can see he run 20 to 30 options, Okay, so they want to balance it where the cost is best in terms of what. So I think in the very near future, things like this will begin to happen to us. So if we are not willing to invest into the BIM, at least we must know what is available. Okay, what is available, and then you can sub it to other people. Okay, like for example, a lot of design build JKR contractors now, they already have a lot of so-called BIM consultant. They take your drawing, convert it into BIM, and then they submit to JKR. Okay, so this is how they operate it. Okay, so why upgrade to BIM? I think this one is benefits will be, of course, the key one is the integration. Okay, the big one is the integration, the design. Okay, the coordination, you don't have to worry about the coordination because when you do big projects, the section and the elevation always got mistake one. Why? Because cannot tally with the plan. This one, if you do BIM, no need to do already. Everything is generated by the program itself. Okay, automatically generated. So production is, as I showed to you, a lot faster. Those who already, if you're not sure, you can ask the people who already are using BIM. Okay, it's a lot faster. Okay, so why upgrade? easier to manage changes, improve productivity, more information readily available, 3D visual walkthrough. Last time, you remember in the old days, even till today, you want to do a walkthrough, you have to actually, even in SketchUp, you have to actually do the video walkthrough and the model, record it, and then send to your client. A lot of BIM program now, you can export directly to another free program that can look through your file. You can walk through the project, see it, and then you can extract quantities, see the drawing also. For example, typically like ArchiCAD now, they have a program called BIMX. BIMX can even run on your handphone. Run on your handphone. You just send the model to your client, the BIMX model to your client. He can walk through the building, look at your proposal, and even look at your working drawings. Okay, so provided you have big enough lah. But then of course you can also look at it on your tablet or your computer lah. Tablet lah mostly now. Provide design and build contractors which previously was not within your scope. But that is, to me, is the lowest end of it lah. Lowest end, meaning contractor, they're very cost conscious one. They want the lowest price you can possibly give them. So you are struggling to provide that service. Better you provide the service to your big clients. Don't worry about them. Okay? So export of service potential. Okay, that one is, if you look at certain countries like the US, Australia, their generation of architects, the older generation, are beginning to retire. They don't want to come back in because, like us, cannot cari makan already. Very difficult to struggle to cari makan. So you can actually start to look at. Yeah.
Minta maaf, I think I disturb because there is a police tengah saman kereta-kereta yang parking. So I think you have to move your car. Nowadays it's very expensive. Sorry.
It's okay. I was surprised. So those who park illegally, please. Also, the other thing is, if you want to, afterwards, when I run through the programs available, you please, you can approach me after the talk is over. I can recommend to you the more friendly dealers. Okay, the dealers from Europe, they sell programs which are still perpetual, and more friendly to the, if you have a lot of senior draftsmen in your office, they can continue to use the program because it's similar to the Autodesk interface, but you just add in the 3D element on here. Okay, so that one, export services. So this one, I think the previous model was, you can see, everybody is talking to each other. You as the architect, the new model is, the BIM model is the core in there. Everybody else takes from the BIM model itself. So this is the BIM model itself. When you start to use it, the entire process starts to change already now. You can see the architect, contractor, previous amendment, now is start arrangement already. So there is actually, as we begin to adopt more and more, people start to use the BIM, it will change to this right-hand side model already. That means more like the model itself become the core information source already. Okay, otherwise it's still got to go through the architect. Okay, so productivity increased 5 times. Why? After I show you why. Comprehensive integration of information. That means your cost data, your all your detailed data, everything is within one file. One file itself. Okay. There's a lot more information inside the BIM drawing, because, for example, like if you're doing AutoCAD 2D drawing, you only got lines. You know everything has to depend on your specifications. Material quality and quantity all depend on your specifications. This one, you can put that into your BIM program already. There is the ability to offer wider range of services, because if you have developers who also are design and build contractors, or if you think you dare to take the risk as an architect, you form your own construction firm, you start to do this, that one is the way you can offer the services better. You do the design and build. Because unfortunately, in Malaysia, the new generation of buyers, the mindset is still very like design is free. Why design is free? What's the thing that make them think like that? You have to ask yourself the question. Why is it they think design is free? Because when they buy a car, hey, I didn't pay the designer for the car, the car price is there, it's like that one, no designer fee. But they don't realize the design firms like Pinafiri and all these people who do design, people who do design for Hyundai, do design for all the Chinese car manufacturer, they are paid millions and millions of dollars because they not only look at the style of the design, but they also have to look at the detail of how they mount the engine, integrate the suspension system, integrate the manufacturing process. That's what architects are doing. But we don't sell very well our concept. So the house buyer, they go to the developer, developer, he give to me, he never charge me design fee. So because of that, typically the consumer think design is free. Actually, design is very expensive. Why? The expensive part is if you don't design properly, you have to pay 3 times more for everything. Okay? Ability to offer wider kinds, expand the customer base. Okay? So why is it 5 times? Typically, you prepare the floor plan. Let's say you prepare the floor plan. In any BIM program, we always start from the floor plan. Floor plan is the key. Okay? The only difference is when you do the floor plan, you are already drawing the floor slab only. So when you do the floor slab, you start to add the component in. Okay? That one, the component, when you finish the model already, elevation no need to draw already. No. Just point the direction with the elevation. You can even cut through everything. The second one is you can do 2 or more sections free already. Maybe the floor plan take 2 times longer. Okay? Schedules 2 times. Details 2 times. So you auto-generate 10 over components from your BIM program. If you double the time for your floor plan, let's say, then you half of it. So it's 5 times, easily 5 times. It takes 2 times longer. So that's why I say your productivity from your staff will easily increase 5 times. Okay? So that is, I think many of you as architects, you want to see the productivity increase. So that is one of the key reasons you should start looking at the BIM, okay? Because if you don't look at it, keep putting it off, it becomes too late because the generation before me, which is the one that do the drawing in tracing and tracing paper, I went through that generation also. We draw within a 10-year period, I showed you the program earlier, all those architectural company which were doing, on tracing paper and never moved to BIM, within the 10 years, they disappear totally already from the site, including one of my firm I used to work for, a small firm in Jalan disappeared totally. Okay? So the same will happen to you if you continue to insist you don't want to change. Just stay with 2D drawing. Then in 10 years' time, 2040, bye-bye, you cannot work already. Maybe you don't want, they don't care. Okay? So, challenges to BIM automation, lack of readily trained staff. Okay? High cost of BIM software, high cost of upgrading in terms of the time, and also no budget for the BIM investment due to COVID-19, economic slowdown, all sort of things. Client also don't want to pay you. But last time when we changed to AutoCAD, client will pay you extra one. He just say you do faster and I give you same price. Okay? I don't do government projects. Clients do not require BIM. So actually, it's not that client require BIM or don't require BIM. It's whether you as an architectural firm can upgrade your profitability by improving your productivity. But then you remember, productivity was only on the construction and specification and the tendering process part. Also, you reduce the amount of mistakes you make. Okay, so these are the key things that you need to remember. So, to differentiate your company from your competitor is to do an outstanding job. How you gather, manage, and whether manage, use information will determine whether you win or lose. So these are this is from Bill Gates during the Microsoft era. Now he also a bit tergendala already also. So BIM construction industry, as I said, this one is I refer to the CIDB report 2019, nearly 5 years already. 5 years old already, this project, this thing. Adoption of modern architects, only 19% in 2019. Till today, I think it is only 20 to 25% only lah. I think still not fully adopted. And also the firms that adopt it are doing it cautiously, not because of they don't want to do it, but there are two big barriers lah. You can see the one I talked to you already. The cost is quite a big barrier, and the other is the training you cannot get trained staff. So you take the trained staff also become very expensive, okay? And if you are using the really high-end BIM programs like Revit, you cannot use the ordinary computer, You need the really high-end graphics, Otherwise, you can't even turn the building, Okay, so that was the very, very high-end program. So even my BIM consultant, so-called BIM consultant, he was doing the project with me. He also do, when the consultant give him the drawing, and they finish the one floor at a time, So he produced the one floor at a time. So I say, you give me the whole model. When he put the whole model together, I can't even open on my computer anymore already. So, so it's how demanding it is. Okay, so just to let you know, this is the thing that's happening in the market. And if the model gets too big, very easy to get corrupted one. When it suddenly corrupted, wow, panic. Okay, let's see. Construction master plan, and then industrialization 4.0, and then technology changes. And I think the SAW model is the one I was talking about. When you start to move from one model to the other, you start to lose information. So if you start with BIM, you don't have to worry about that. Okay? Okay, so you can see this one, who are the people who actually adopted BIM. 1996. You can see 19%, then you can see the other one. Clients and developers, 23%. They are the one who start using. Mechanical engineer are the lowest. Structural and civil engineer, many of them are quite okay. They are already adopting it faster than us. Okay. So I can see this one by size of organization, less than 200 people. Large organization. Then you have the medium, 51 to 200. Okay, the larger ones are the one because they have the budget to do it. Most of them, they have the budget and they have the manpower. They're willing to put the money in. Medium to small, that is about 20 to 50. Also about 30%, surprise. Then the smallest ones, actually, if you ask me, the smallest firms are the ones who will gain the most. Why? Because if you don't have draftsmen, you have to do the drawing yourself. Okay, if you have to do the drawing yourself, isn't 5-time productivity worth your effort to learn? Okay, so this one is what are the programs currently in use? Of course, champion is still Autodesk number one. Okay, so Navisworks actually is just a checking program. Trimble SketchUp apparently in Britain is quite popular. Trimble SketchUp, that means it's not SketchUp, it's Trimble SketchUp, but I don't know whether they have started to fully develop the thing. Tekla is also, Tekla is actually a structural program, okay? It's, in Europe, it's similar to Malaysia. So you have Graphisoft's ArchiCAD, which is the most architect-friendly of all the BIM programs. Architect-friendly, I just say. So the others are there, like Bentley is also there. So if you're looking at, I will show you some of the other programs. Already implemented 49%. Okay. So this is the, you can get it from the, so this is CIDB's or idea or strategic plan for construction 4.0 2021 to 2025. So this one, you can see the integration of BIM into the thing. Adoption worldwide, I think US is still the leading country, Europe, then China and Australia. I think most of the programs, most of the companies are already using some sort of a BIM program at least. Okay, okay, available software. So this one, I just show you not worldwide availability, but what is available in Malaysia alone. Okay, don't. If you want to buy worldwide, I think you can explore your own self. So these are the ones that Autodesk Revit is still the number 1. Graphisoft is the number 2 in Malaysia. Bentley EcoSim, Nemistek Vectorworks is another one that's Nemistek Allplan. Allplan, Nemistek, these 4 and 5 are actually from the same company. The owner of Graphisoft, they already buy over Graphisoft already. So the 2, 4 and 5 are from Europe. Okay, Rhino BIM. Rhino BIM actually is not actually a program, but it's an add-on to the BIM program. Okay, SketchUp Plus Spec, that's the one I showed you just now, earlier on. Arcline XP and Arcadia BIM, these 2 last one, 8 and 9, they are available from a dealer in Malaysia, but they are actually a European-based program. Okay, there's, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, there's one guy who adopted Arcadia BIM. So he adopted it and a little bit Malaysianized the thing called Tiffin Cat. I don't know, he did a program here, so you might want to look at him. But I think he also didn't get support from Europe. I think maybe, I don't know whether he's still running or not. So structural software, sometimes you need to integrate into your BIM program. So when you give it to a structural engineer who already have a BIM program, it's easy for them to run the, they treat it like a black box, but they also check. So they take the thing, the whole of your model, strip it down to the RC structure or steel structure that they're using. Then they run the analysis like a black box, okay? But they still need to check. Then from there, the BIM program will generate all the column beam schedules, the bar sizes, all the different things. So the most popular one in Malaysia, I think, is still Tekla structures. If you go to any steel manufacturer, they are still using Tekla. A lot of them are using Tekla, okay? And then the rest are all, Bentley is mostly used by structural people who do infrastructure works, okay? Autodesk Revit structure, somehow or other, don't know why not popular among Malaysian engineers, okay? But Tekla is very popular. The rest all, I think, the available programs. So MEP programs, I think there's you can see Autodesk Revit MEP, Greyhead Technologies, CAD MEP. So, unfortunately, in Malaysia, M&E engineers are treated very badly. They get the lowest fees. I've seen projects whereby they are even squeezed until their fee lower than the what they call it, the quantity surveyor. Because quantity surveyor sitting next to the owner every day talking money. Owner want to hear that. Not interested in, wow, you got M&E problem here and there. You solve it for me and I give you the 50 cents that you're worth. That's what they're thinking. So that's why, because they are not treated well, a lot of them, if they are not treated well, mean they're not paid well. Where got money to do development and buy BIM software? Very difficult. And so it's very unfortunate, this one. Malaysia, that's the way it is. So these are the management programs you have: Autodesk Naviswork, Solbri, Wico, Office, Vela, Bentley Construction, Tekla, BMN Site. So these are the ones that are available. I think the most popular is still Solbri, okay? And Naviswork, those two. If you are doing BIM, if you're doing BIM consultancy, if you want to offer that, that will be the tools we want to look at. So facilities management will be, these are the programs available for facilities management. Okay. Okay, BIM program companies, comparisons. I just try to, this one is not my own review, but I take it from a program called Capterra Reviews. Okay, so we're looking at ease of use, value for money. I think value for money is their decision. You will be the one who make your final decision. So I only compare programs which are available, license type and price, training, and then the program features. Okay, so Arcadia Soft, Arcadia, Arcline XP, and then this ArchiCAD, and then Revit. These are the four I try to recommend because these are the ones most readily available. Okay, don't worry about taking picture. You can get the software, the PDF from PAM. So ease of use. This is not my analysis. This is their analysis. Capterra's analysis. I don't know whether or not they have actually done work on it or not. But I have done work from development of the sketch design until the construction drawing, submission drawing and construction drawing. That means it is from start end to end already. So I don't know how you analyze the program. So sometimes these software people also, you have to question them also. But they say these two are the easiest to use. Revit is the most difficult. I think it's not quite right. Revit actually is the easiest to use, but it's so damn expensive and very, very, how do you call it? Very user-friendly, but very expensive and very computer hardware demanding. Very, very hardware demanding. Okay, this is the key barrier to using Revit. But they are the number one. No question about it. If I put up the hand there just now, everybody who put up the hand in the hall just now, the 20%, I would say almost 90% of you are using Revit. Am I right? Right, Then the other 10% are using ArchiCAD because they are architects. Okay, because the program is user friendly, and last time the dealer also user friendly. Now not so friendly already. Last time there was the sole distributor or license holder was Vinix, and the owner is David. He's based in Singapore, but ArchiCAD took it back already from him, and now there's almost no support already. Okay, then the rest are the other two. There's a dealer, I know him, so I think you maybe some of you might know him as well. Atagan used to be Autodesk dealer. Okay. So customer service, you can see, Arcline XP is still the best. Then value for money, you can see, the one you make for yourself. They say this two is the best, but when you see, then you will see for yourself. He recommend 100%, no, this one, okay? 65%, 84%. So ArchiCAD, no score, no good. So you can see, this is the pricing of the thing as of yesterday. I checked yesterday. Okay? The one-time fee without a discount is about 4,850 for the Arcadia Soft. Okay, at one time they were giving about 50% discount or something like that. So Arthur sold me one for the LT. LT. I didn't buy the LT. I buy this one here, the original one. Okay, now the big question now, what are the pros and cons of one-time Arcadia Soft? The interface is developed using the IntelliCAD background. You know what being IntelliCAD? IntelliCAD is actually the original background that the SIA CAD also was developed. Okay, so IntelliCAD was bought over by Arcadia Soft. They developed it into a 3D program. So the interface looks like AutoCAD. Means if you pay 4,850, you install it on your computer, you don't have to talk to Autodesk anymore already. They can run 2D program, then as your staff begin to learn, they can do BIM program already. Okay? The big barrier here is every time I talk to Arthur, he say, there's no training program. So to me, the same way I started to switch over to ArchiCAD is because I can no longer afford the Revit, too expensive already. So how do my staff want to learn? At one stage, I was training them once every week, then once every 2 weeks. So you learn it yourself and you train your staff. That's the fastest and best way of learning it. If you don't know anything, go and look for what? Uncle YouTube. Brain surgery also can learn from Uncle YouTube, but don't try it lah. Uncle YouTube will answer you all your questions. No, hey, how to do this, how to do that, all got one, sure got one. Sure got solution one. Okay, today you don't know, you go and ask Uncle YouTube. So this one, same thing. You can get the full training set from Uncle YouTube. The same with this one. This one I also have one license, which is they call it. I think Arthur gave it to me as a trial. Okay, it's almost the same as ArchiCAD, but not as powerful. Not as powerful, but still okay, friendly. You can see all the features are similar. Revit, I don't need to say you all know already. You go to the video, the marketing is damn bloody good, and program is also very good. And it's the whole market industry, the building industry, the whole building industry in the US gives it full support. Okay, so it's a very powerful program, but price also very powerful. Okay. Okay, so these are the webinars, whether they're available or not, and then the documentation. Okay, all those you can see for yourself. I think important is sometimes people ask me, hey, why don't your whole office turn to change to BIM? Because sometimes you're squeezed also in terms of time, training, so you take baby steps, one step at a time, slowly. You learn it, then you teach, learn it, you teach. Okay, so we are quite strictly speaking, I can continue to use this from the very high-end projects. Arcadia BIM will be the one I will start to adopt in the next few years because it is within my budget already. I buy it cheaper than I buy a full Autodesk 2D, I throw it in, the interface is like the IntelliCAD interface, similar to AutoCAD, but not exactly the same. So there is some learning curve in there. Okay. So contract management, no, everybody also know, you can see 2D drawing, 3D images, bill of manuals, all those are all there. Everybody's got this. Project management, these two got, the other all don't have. Okay. Presentation tools also have. Okay. The important thing is program like Arcline and Arcadia, they are less smaller dealer. So they have a plug-in. You have to buy the plug-in. I think about $300-400. The plug-in then allows you to export your model to RVT format. Okay? So the RVT format very important now because just like anything else, if you are not interchangeable, you cannot integrate. Okay? So your RVT format, then if other people like JKR, they insist that run on Revit one, you give them the RVT model. Okay? So that at least got some answer for it. Then maybe if your firm is big enough, you finally one day you find enough budget, you buy 1 year license, 2 year license, whatever, then you can take the Revit, that one copy to keep moving, Because Revit, like all the other BIM program, every year also change one, When they change, the previous one you read already, cannot go backwards already. You can only use the new one only. So I sometimes read also, pening also. So this is technology change, you have to adopt to it, okay? So explain, okay? Phone support, all that. Until what time? 12. I said only. So which? 12:30. Okay. 5 more minutes. 12 o'clock. Okay, never mind. Overrun already. Sorry. Okay, this one BIM software should use. See the one that you enjoy the most and the one you can afford of course. Okay. So we support OpenBIM, easy program to use. So once you learn one BIM program, the other is very similar because each of the object got properties which you have to specify, you know. So before you start your program, you start to specify all the properties, you specify your building heights, you know, all those key components, set the parameters, then you get it as a template file. Okay, like anything else, you need to start the template. So this is the key one, Open BIM. So this is the one, the free trial one, you can see. But just now Halim talked to me, he say, when you enter the free trial, they're tracking you every day, you know. Hey, after 3 months, you still haven't buy. But I come look for you in your office, you know. It didn't happen to me, but I don't know why it happened to Halim. Okay, so these are the one available. Arcadia Soft, you remember the one I said tell you, this one is, they have a free download 30 days. Even ArchiCAD also got a 30-day free software. But the software is, you know, cannot save one, you know. You draw, and then after that, finish already. You want to stop halfway, go for dinner, you better don't switch off, you know. Switch off already, boom, the thing died already. So you have to restart from scratch again. Okay, so this is how it is. Not for these two, these two, these two, okay, this one, the 30 days, real software. The same Arcline also. Arcline is a little bit similar to Autodesk. So BIM integration, I think this one, you have to, like you say, like you have to learn it yourself through looking at Uncle YouTube or whichever manual, which meant to select how to transfer BIM information. Important, how to transfer the BIM information. Sorry, 5 minutes more. Okay, got time. Okay. So this is the what they call is the jigsaw model. You know, this one here. See, every time you do the concept drawing, the general design, if you start to go up, you start to lose information. Okay. So this is where if you adopt your like if you use either ArchiCAD or Arcadia, you start to do the development. Instead of using SketchUp, you start using the BIM itself. They have very similar interface with SketchUp, but not as user-friendly. Let's be frank about it. SketchUp is still a bloody good program. Very good program for doing sketch design. Okay? But when you want to move over to construction drawing, a little bit big barrier. Okay? So key issue, this one I won't go through. This one is from the McKinsey report. You can see this one is from the fragmented to the integrated. Okay? These are the paradigm shift. I think there's some more. This is the model I shared with you earlier. If you have a BIM model in the center, most of the people who using it will be a shared model. Okay? Solibri is the coordinator program, Open BIM. Okay? So this is the example of one of the reference model developed and then shared among different consultants using similar software. Okay, I won't go through the detail with you. Transformation on 2D operational. So this one is independent system, silos. So these are the different programs. You can see Tekla, everything is in there. Okay, okay. So integration and licensing, client's computer, your computer. So okay. Economic 4.0, so where is our adoption? So the key one is the operational management for manufacturing they're talking about. Okay, Industry 4.0 awareness in Malaysia. We are at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bottom there. Why? Because the reason no digital talent to execute the roadmap. This is not my answer. This is what McKinsey said. No digital talent. What do we? Architectural basics. Okay. So user interface, commands, object navigation, project setup. Normally the environment you need to set it up. The template. You need the best way to get accuracy out of your BIM program is to actually have a proper grid line, because everybody else is so grid line. So you set up grid line, then you start to run your BIM model, basic BIM modeling principles, okay? So model it as you would build it, set up your work system based on the output aims, and accuracy is more important than speed. But speed also important lah. But accuracy is more important. So that means when you do your BIM model, you make sure you got the accuracy there. Steps in the set up the accurate model, you can see grid lines, substructure, column and beams, slabs, walls, windows, door, and this is the order in which you should be doing it lah, not the other way around lah. Okay, so checklist for work system setup, define the object, data such as client, project. Then when you define the what is your client, then your data sheet that you send out to your client, to your contractor, everybody, one source, not like AutoCAD, you do one master, they call it master sheet data, then you start to distribute, everybody start to paste on sort of thing. But this one, no, when you put in the data, it spreads out to it throughout your template. Then confirm your drawing sheet output, confirm object parameters, and set up the templates as required. Okay, so these are the object parameters. I think I got time. Okay, so this one I was thinking if got time we do the demo but no time really now. Isn't it? No time really. No, really. Because I need to run on my computer, so no time really. So Toffler said, illiterate in the 31st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn the thing. So you need to relearn, unless you want to retire like me. Okay. Okay, I want to retire. Okay, thank you. So this is anybody who want to ask me about whatever is, like recommendations about what program you want to use and where to source it, you can talk to me afterwards. So I think there's a lucky draw. They're waiting for the lucky draw, isn't it? Q&A. Okay, Q&A. Come. Where's the... No, she's the ARDEX. There's amount. Only for me. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Hey, you want to ask the question?
Maybe can we get the ARDEX? Yep. So I think because we are running out of time, we will quickly go to a Q&A. With the crowd today, I expect all levels of BIM knowledge. So please do ask question. I think we have a very good speaker today, very senior architect. And I think we also have international speaker from Singapore. So I think maybe we can start now, our Q&A. Anybody want to start? Do you allow lucky draw for those who ask question?
Yeah, with a question, then I have a better chance to get the lucky draw gift.
So nak dapat lucky draw, please ask question.
I have a question about BIM or 3D. How do you integrate with the materials? For example, ARDEX. Is it in the library so that we can choose the kind of materials, or there's a link between the BIM and what's available, especially locally?
No, as far as BIM objects, they call it BIM library. There is two major sources. One is the RIBA source in the UK. I think you need to subscribe to that one. Okay. The second source is the one that CIDB has bought over from I don't know what year they bought it. They bought it over from RIBA. Okay, RIBA's BIM object is it's not that I say you cannot use it or what. You can use it, but you must be very cautious about it. If you do the detailed specification, because their method of construction and the specification they follow is very EU based. Now I don't know how they can pull out EU. I don't know whether they will still stick with the EU, but they follow British standards. if you take just the physical property and then you change the color, everything, I think okay, no problem. You can go to there's called BIM construction library. There's 4 or 5 library available. Many of them are free. So that's why I don't even bother to collect them anymore. Because last time used to be, you know, one part of my server, I put it in there. Now I don't want to collect it because become out of date. If you are doing aluminium sections, there's one guy, German company, I can't remember the name, but they have a very good library. Okay, if you want, your client is very, how do you call it, insistent on very high-end aluminium sections, they are the best. You can get from me later, I can give you the name. But the problem is in Malaysia, when you want to produce such thick profiles, you have to get your supplier to get the manufacturer to actually prepare the mold and produce that type of section. So even though it looks, when you are a beginner, looks very simple, when you go into the detail, one by one component, it's a different story already. You got to study the detail before you just drag and drop. Drag and drop is easy, you know. Okay.
So if we go back to the normal projects that are not high end, is there a centralized library for local products?
No, the built-in library within the built-in library for all the objects can be used already. No issue. You don't do specialized object. Like for example, if you want to do a rainwater downpipe, sometimes they don't have. Okay, or if you want to do like rainwater tanks, then you need to go back to the manufacturer. Some manufacturer have it, but the US one are all got one. Everybody is into their Revit. So you have to what do you call it? When you download the Revit one, you have to get the converter to convert it to the format that you are using.
Really? You have a take on
to
this?
add on for this BIM object, actually for ARDEX we have quite a fair of the product is already available under the BIM object kind of a library source. Yeah, and you are able to find it in our website also under the resources. Yeah.
So can I conclude and saying there is, but you have to work a bit to get the information. Okay.
In Malaysia, I think in Singapore also, Southeast Asia, they are not as integrated as in the US, but you can go to the respective manufacturer who have the one, but a lot of them is in Revit, not in other formats.
Rahlim, this smells like a business opportunity. Okay, all right, can we proceed to another question, please? Anybody? Any question, technical question for the ARDEX? I think ARDEX material, I think the what do you call it, you talk about architecture detailing, whatever hide inside, like flooring, structures, all these actually normally we won't be able to see it. We only see a surface, and then the interest is there. But however, if we have a good product like ARDEX, your flooring, your defect headaches during defect liability period, all these are actually things that also need to be paid attention. I think you talk about the video that you show, and they are actually like a maintenance FM. So I have also talked to a lot of people about the focus on FM, to actually replace and repair. I think JKR also give out a lot of projects on refurbish maintenance now, So I think, however, a lot of architects are not able to understand, how to repair. We subscribe a traditional, traditional spec. So how do you see the FM?
Okay, when it comes to facilities maintenance, I think it's play a very important. I would say it's have to upkeep your building. It's not just build and leave it. there for like 20 years, of 10 or 20 years. Yeah, so we must have some good solution when it comes to a refurbishment, repair or restoring of your building with a right product. And because I think when it comes to refurbishment project, you may have more, I would say, obstacles, or because you already have people live there and residents are already in an operating kind of environment. So you definitely need some material or solution that is actually can help to repair, restore it, and have a quick kind of a turnover, right? Yeah. When it comes to a quick drying or some rapid solution, definitely you have to also have the product that is will deliver in a good performance and qualities. Yeah, that's the way we are actually looking for it. Yeah.
Before I get to another BIM question, I will follow through. How do you warranty? I mean, the original spec, let's say you're doing a different company, so then you do a refurbishment job using your material. Do you provide a guarantee of the project that already, expired the warranty, on the original warranty? Do you provide that?
Okay, for the new build, as I think just now there's architect also asking, what will be the warranty? Yeah, for product warranty, we are able, when it comes to a new build project, we are able to give up to 10 years, okay? But we will back to the installer, yeah. Because it's not just the product with a good quality, we also need to work with an accredited applicator. Yeah, a trained applicator, a skillful, kind of a skilled applicator. Yeah. So if it comes to refurbishment, it really depends on the project condition. Yeah.
Thank you, Emily. Okay, I'm going back to the BIM question. In your synopsis, you highlighted a very low adoption percentage by CIDB research. Architect, I think less than 20% adoption rate. Engineers, such. So from your opinion, because AEC industry, I think a lot of architects here will share the similar problem with me. Sometimes the architect want to go BIM, the other consultant are not ready with BIM. So the decision at the end of the day will be no BIM. So I think as a group, because everybody in a group in BIM, AEC, every segment, because I was involved in that research actually, we did that research.
Oh, okay.
So I think with CIDB, so in your capacity as a senior architect, what is the main problem now? I mean, the government actually has set a target by 2030, the industry of AEC must reach 30%. So in your synopsis, that has to reach in 2025, which is next year only. So we are only reaching, from your synopsis, 19%. So I think quite a hefty almost double the figure. In your experience, what is the actually main issue with adopting BIM among our AEC?
I think the biggest one is the leadership among the architects themselves. Okay, you have to, as the owner of your own firm, you have to either, there's two options for you. One, you learn it yourself and then you train your staff to do it. Or you say, hey, too old to learn already. I'm not too old to learn. Huh? You're too old to learn. Then you say, okay, I'm prepared to sub out to somebody else. BIM consultant. There's so many BIM consultants out there. Okay, but make sure you pick the correct one. Don't pick the fake one. Because fake one sometimes also they also just do for show. So and then when the problem is then you see what type of clientele you're looking at. Okay, so if you are looking at very high-end clients, I think they will insist that you must have the BIM within your office as well. So I think you need to, BIM is a bit like whether or not you want to learn how to swim or not. Something like that. You look at the lecture, or you think you can learn how to swim. Cannot, no. You have to dive in, just try it out, then suddenly you find, hey, I do one bungalow. Last time used to do 50, 60 sheets of working drawing, and then it took me months to finish it off. Now, I can do it in 2 weeks. So, when you train one of your staff to actually fully adopt, the staff don't want to go back to AutoCAD already, no. Okay, they don't want to go back to 2D, and they begin to, also you learn from him, he also learn from you also. So it's a two-way thing. So you start to, I think you need to, again, look at the economics of it as well. Now, programs are so expensive. You better when you buy it, you don't keep it in a computer and do nothing with it. You're forced to use it. You have to dive in and actually use it. If you don't use it, if you live like using Autodesk, 2D drafting, you give it to your staff, you don't know what they're doing. How to? There's nothing you can do. He just come and tell you story. Oh, boss, this one cannot, that one cannot, that one overlay no good lah, this and that. Program not nice lah. You buy Intellicad for him, he say, oh, I must use Autodesk one, I cannot use others.
At the end of the day, government yang salah.
Huh?
So I think in that research also, it pointed out 3 factors. The knowledge of BIM among firms score a very high percentage, because I think mainly everybody adopting learning about BIM. The second factor is financial. I think a lot of the respondents are not, I think it's still an expensive investment, capex to their company. And the third is actually the clientele, sustainable BIM project. So, I think what do you think about that? Meaning that it's a chicken and egg. I subscribe a BIM that costs good computers, you have to have relevant stuff, BIM stuff, and then software investment. Then you do one BIM job, the next job you are not able to do anymore. So
it doesn't happen. Doesn't happen that way. Because when I bought my Revit, it's not that we don't want to adopt it. The few staff that we trained last time, straight away other people offer higher gaji lari already. So what to do?
That's the issue in the industry.
You got to accept it, train some more. So you are the source of the training, you go ahead, you train some more. Then you find that sometimes the software early years are very helpful and very friendly one.
Okay.
Later years can also become very unfriendly one. Okay, so change with the times. Okay.
Sorry, the next question still on BIM. How do you actually, from your experience, you create the budget for BIM? Meaning that capex for your company in a technical term. Meaning that do you allow a percentage from the fee you receive from your project, or you just, I've talked to, when I do the research, I talked to Architect Izumi, our past president also. He was saying that MAA as a company allows certain amount of million of money for the BIM digital budget of all their annual collection. So, but that I think among us quite a lot of medium and low company range. So, you talk about similar like your company. How do you actually create that?
For a medium company, the first thing is you need to buy at least you need to buy at least one copy lah. Okay, you buy one copy first, and then you try it out lah. Okay, so once you already pay so expensive, you got no choice already. Every day you have to allocate at least 1-2 hours before you sleep, or 1-2 hours early in the morning, just prepare, and then you do what I would say, not simple. You take one, for example, bungalow or whatever you think will take too much time, but You don't want the senior staff to be doing it. So you try already. After some time, you surprise. It's quite user friendly. You know, it's quite user friendly, and then once you already done that, you can let all your other staff start to use it already. So and then as more people start to use it, you.
Any fixed percentage, like 10%, 5%?
No, it's an ad hoc one. It's a ad hoc. It's actually an ad hoc thing. You, I think for you to set aside 5,000 ringgit for one copy of the, the Arcadia cat, it's not a big issue. I don't think even in today's bad time, I think 5,000 is not a big issue. You just set it aside, or 8,000, 8,000. Set it aside. It's cheaper than buying a new Autodesk one. Correct? You buy a new AutoCAD, also $8,000 over. Set one up, start moving forward. Instead of buying the 1-year license for your Autodesk, buy this one. Then you start move forward. Then you try, as you find that you begin to able to, even though it's baby steps, it's better than nothing. I fear that for the profession, this if the productivity never go up, we will start to lose our ground, because the majority of clients still coming in back to you for 2 things only. Number one, because you have to sign the CCC. Okay, the one because law already implemented. The second thing is they cannot do the AutoCAD drawing. That's the answer to you. They cannot do the AutoCAD drawing, or even that they do it, nobody want to vouch for it. Just like I also can produce structural drawing, but I just take my structure, throw it into Revit structure, come out the whole set of working drawing, give it out to me. But can I use it or not? Cannot, because it's not checked by engineer. Neither is it of any. It's prepared by a program, black box approach. Not you cannot actually use it but it's there That's all
Any other question from the floor? Because my question is expensive. I charge PM. So any? I think last question for you. How is your industry able to help? Because it's BIM integration. So that means BIM, okay, of course, we are the consultant. The integration of it is actually your industry integrate to our BIM to make our BIM drawing better. For example, I'll give you an example. Case study that we are doing with our partners. You know, this paint industry. We keep doing color scheme, and it's not effective. Meaning that they propose to architect do a lot of checking, tak suka, hantar balik to the paint company, and then they repair, then they send back to you, then you go back to your client, then your client disagree, then he likes the original proposal from the painter, pergi balik, paint easily can take 3 months above. So the question is that BIM integration, we do all this modeling, and it can be real time. Why not we just go to the developer, and then click all the color scheme, then they approve, sign off, then it's finished. So BIM integration, you do a modeling, you do the AI, and our lab are doing this in Johor. So in your industry, how, I'll give you that example as a painting, how would you be able, in your opinion, to integrate to our BIM to make easier for architects to do drawing or to do proposal? Because whatever your material also need to be approved by client also. We cannot simply specify something that will take will burst the cost So what do you think about that?
Come to your question. Actually, for us, ARDEX Group, we actually have been also investing to create the BIM. We have sent and submit our products, our system solution to the BIM object. So when it comes to BIM object, you are able to capture the product or even the system. that used for a specific area, that you can just get the Revit drawing with the system solution layering that actually insert into any projects that you are working on. Yeah. On top of that, we actually have a team that is able to do an AutoCAD drawing. Yeah. So we actually do it manually with the AutoCAD drawing that's for specific projects that you are working on. So if you have kind of a area that you don't have the AutoCAD drawing with the system solution, where ARDEX QuickSeal is able to assist and support in that area. Yeah.
Last question for her. How is the Singapore industry, integrate with our BIM from supplier point of view?
I would say against, I think the rate is pretty low, and I think digital. I think, but it's only when it comes to manufacturers product solution. But I think when it comes to like a construction, structural drawing or some design, I think they have more. They would actually have a standard drawing, because I think for Singapore, especially when it comes to like HDB, the government housing, all the design will be quite standardized. So I think the rate of using the design of the structure, I think is more commonly used for in Singapore market. But I think when it comes to a material solution selection, it may not be so. The rate is pretty low. Yeah.
So last, kalau orang Johor kita kata last kopek. Last question from the floor. Anybody is part 2 here? I don't want to ask part 3 lah, definitely low. So majority are part 2. Okay. So I think the reason I ask, survey also indicates that the adoption rate is very high among part 2, graduate architects. However, the problem is you are makan gaji. So if your boss invests on the BIM, that means you are able to sustainable your work. So the question now is, he wants to say, I don't know whether you want to, he said he wants to switch off the recording. Maybe different forum lah, maybe coffee, CPD, tell the real trade secret. So my question is, this is the ecosystem that we need to assist. When I speak to Lembaga Architect President, he said, moving forward, we should not be punitive. We should be assisting. So that means even part 2 tak ada title, BIM, savvy, but still makan gaji, So all these are actually not healthy for the ACP, Architecture Construction Practice. So the firm, we need to figure out, like how we compensate, how we actually assist. If the part 2 is giving a certain percentage in the BIM, this is my personal view. That's why. Exactly, that is what I'm saying. You're talking about employee share scheme, giga skill, So, that means they are the backbone of BIM in the company. So, title-wise, monetary-wise, it should be compensated for the sake of the senior firm. So, that way they don't go out. When they got their part 3, they will not form up another company specialized in BIM architecture. They can be part of your ecosystem. So I think when I was working in the state, that is what they are doing. They recognize the younger as a succession, another unit of the company, rather than they go out and form another sole proprietor company. We have 70% sole prop in Malaysia. It's not healthy for the industry. So rather than many more sole prop, so I think the bigger companies should actually create a BIM unit, just like a developer creating Gamuda, Sunway, creating a company. So that is a thought that I think the forum for that, you should actually throw that question to PAM, PAM to empower Part 2 graduate architect, because you are actually an industry driver in BIM, in my opinion. So I think doing that, a lot of big bosses who scared of BIM innovation, then you can propose to your company that you set up a BIM unit, be compensated properly. BIM, like you said, BIM does not require AR. The one that AR sign is your company. BIM. That's why BIM consultant a lot. But there is a third party. Why not empower our own Part 2? That's I think we are thinking. And I think I end that those questions that I asked our speaker and Emily also. Those questions actually, I welcome you to Southern region. We are building a BIM center. It's called BIM and Beyond. Learn to earn. Basically, you will get a job in BIM if you go to this academy. Pertubuhan Architect Southern Chapter. It's called Kendiri. Kendali Diri Sendiri. It is a solopreneur entrepreneur in BIM. So I think Kendiri, remember that. It is with the blessing of PAM yesterday. So we will launch this in October. So you go to this skill hub, then you will be able to assign some job. When I say job, meaning that we have plenty of job next door to us, which we call Singapore. So we were working with the state government to prevent brain drain, because all BIM manager, BIM skill, they end up working in Singapore, getting 4,500 salary. So now we turn table. They don't need to go to Singapore. You guys can come to Johor, and train, be certified with this, and then assured some portion of project in Johor, because in Singapore, LOD 400 is a requirement now. So a lot of contractors are not able to get BIM workers, BIM staff. So we don't want you guys to end up working in Singapore. You end up stay in Johor Bahru, do 3-month, 4-month job online, training in Johor Bahru, because BIM Singapore is a different level of game. So I think that is the way, the question that I answer, all those Part 2, Part 1, because our definition of learn to earn. So you have to learn the BIM, you have to earn. So that means only then you can stay in the BIM industry. If you just learn awareness for 4 years, 6 years, you are not able to get BIM job, so that's not fair for the knowledge. So this one, it is a learn and earn initiative between two government, state government of Johor and the government of Singapore. Is their construction industry lah. So they need a lot. Imagine this, they sub out BIM works to Mumbai with 5,000 BIM staff. So imagine you say when you invest, you get a job. So we are asking the industry in Singapore provide us with a certain number of figure. We decided to just take 500 first. So that means that 500 are going to do a BIM job for Singapore construction industry. You don't have to travel to Singapore. If you want to go to the site, also boleh lah. 2026, you boleh naik RTS. It only take for 4 minutes only. So I think this is the thing that the initiative PAM and their chapters are doing. Fortunately, the task is given to Johor Bahru, Southern Chapter, because of the Singapore. But saying that, it does not mean you must have IC01. You can be also IC09, 010, you can be whatever, because it's an open digital, open system. You can do online in Kajang, you can do online, but I think eventually, once a while, we meet in Johor Bahru to deliver the project. So this is an experimentation. It's going to be done this year with the 30 packs first, and then the 500 packs will start in 2025. Because we need facility, we were given a facility to promote. And I think we also have a very good supporter, BIM specialist from Singapore. So I think international, so they are willing to help us to connect with the Singapore. So I end that. You have a final say to Okay, so basically, to stir the market, since you all come here, especially part 2, so please stay with BIM, and I think for that initiative that we are saying, you can be able, as a starter, just BIM 101, you'll be able to get a salary above 3,005 ringgit Malaysia lah. Yang tadi 4,005 tu in Singapore, Sing dollar lah. So, but for a beginner, 3,500 is good enough as a starter lah. So, imagine if you are on BIM manager, BIM different level. So, that is the initiative that PAM is trying to put, so that the value-added services, our fee, actually you are agree also, our fee is getting, yesterday we were reported that architect only take below 1% now for project. So imagine our basic fee, but then you talk about value-added skill, BIM project, take back from, you say, from specialist, we become the specialist of the BIM, but the beauty of it, we are exporting our service. We are not doing Malaysian job, we are doing Singapore job. So that is already being international skill. So hopefully you guys can support that initiative. If any information you needed, you boleh contact PAM, and then I think we will work out on that. Right. So with that, I end today's session, and I hope I'm doing a good job as a replacement moderator. So with that, I think PAM, I encourage a lot of CPDs. Please do attend. Please, increase your knowledge. And I think the last event today, with the courtesy of ARDEX, I have never seen a sponsor who give two times lucky draw. So please stay for the lucky draw. Yeah, okay. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.